Welcome. Today we're going to take a look at the Moondancer set. So this set drops in Maw of Lorkhaj, normal or wet mode, jewelry, weapons, armor, it has everything. So this set is really strong. First off, it can give a ton of spell damage, plus it can give a huge amount of recovery. It basically solves all your resource problems, okay, to put it simple. Now, first off, like the 3-piece bonus, Minor Slayer, this is basically a must-have anyway, so you either have that from Infallible Leader or Moondancer, right? So there's only 2 sets. So why not just add 2 other pieces and get the 4 and 5-piece bonus? Now the 5-piece bonus, when you activate the synergy, you gain a Shadow Blessing that increases your spell damage by 437, or your Lunar Blessing that increases your Magicka recovery by 437. So you can only have 1 blessing active at the time. So now, how does this work? Basically, you can have 2 buffs, right? But you can't have both at the same time. So let's say I get the Shadow Blessing, increase spell damage. Now when let's say 15 seconds and I activate another synergy, and then I can get the Lunar Blessing, so it kind of overrides the old buff and it just like rolls the dice again. It's a 50-50 chance. So you can kind of choose what you want, and there is visual effects, I will show you that in a second, how you can indicate which buff you have if you're on console, or you have add-ons when you're on PC, which makes it of course easier. Really, again, like just for example, when I'm in Maw of Lorkhaj or in any wet dungeon, I never dropped below 60%, even if we don't have like elemental drain and stuff like that. You will end up with like 1.6k, 1.7k Magicka recovery. And that's the nice thing about the set. You see, shit, I'm low on Magicka, so I'm gonna use Synergies till I have the Magicka recovery buff. I'm back at almost full Magicka recovery, I'm gonna use more Synergies till I get the spell damage buff. So you can choose. That's why this set is really great. Just be aware, don't fucking run after those Synergies like cocaine addict, really. Like, you could kill people with stuff like that. I told from experience. Now anyway, let's just check it out. Okay, now you can see the Lunar Blessing. So you see there is pretty clear visual effects, like it says stuff from the ground coming up. And this basically, like, I don't have any points invested in the Magicka recovery whatsoever, and I basically sit at 1.6 to 1.7k. So the moment this Lunar Blessing activates, you're going back to full Magicka. So that's why I say it's really strong, especially for groups that don't have optimized like setups. You don't get enough Magicka support and stuff like that. It's basically a must-have in my opinion. Now let's check out the other one, the other buff. And now you can see the other buff. So the hands are kind of glowing now, the Shadow Blessing, and it's not coming out from the ground anymore. So even if you're on console, you kind of have like visual indicators on like to see what buff you have up. Again, it's really important, like you can kind of choose what buff is up, and if you're on PC, you see like you can configure add-ons that show you which buff you have active. So it's actually really nice. Now the only thing you need to figure out is how to kind of put it into your gear combination. I think that's the most difficult part. It's a little bit easier for dual wield users because you still can have 2 5-piece gears and a monster set, but you can't do that when you have like Destro stuff, for example. So you need to make a compromise. Now again, like really, I never drop below 50 or 60%. So if you do have sustain issues, this is probably the best set to go to, believe me. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching and have a nice day. Cheers.